Welcome you to AVE Radio. So we in here season 1, episode 12. And this is the Juneteenth edition, man. We got some very special people in the house that will be gracing the stage and be a part of the Juneteenth activities. And we just appreciate y'all coming on out. I am your host, Dewan E. Robinson, a.k.a. Dot Rob. You know, all the way in, Flintstone representative, AVE. And then we're going to pass it around so then the guests can kind of speak to the tune and introduce themselves. So, starting to the left.
Hi, my name is Tatiana Walker Amos. I am 17 years old. I attend International Academy of Flint. This upcoming fall, I will be a senior, class of 2019 out the way. I am looking to be an entrepreneur in business with selling hair bundles and extensions. I used to sell pretty bougie bundles, but currently I'm not selling it anymore. So I'm looking into doing something new, a new brand, and new textures and things like that. So, you know, just doing something new. And then now I'm just looking into, you know, finishing school, because when I graduate from high school, I would like to attend a HBCU college and further my education and get my PhD in clinical psychology.
All right, that's a whole rundown. Very proud of you, young lady. You know what I mean? All right, next up.
Hi everybody, I'm Thrash. I'm an artist. You know, born and raised in Flint, Michigan. You know, I'm planning on being the biggest rock star ever when I get older, and like the first rock star to make it out of Flint. And yeah, that's it.
Oh, man, that brother is a rock star. Ain't no question about that, man. You know, I see it in you, man.
You a real rock star, man?
Yeah, I'm a rock star.
You do rock music?
Yeah, I do everything.
Man, that's what I'm talking about.
He a well-rounded young man. He a very stand-up young man. I can say that for sure.
Don't be afraid to put your foot in. Well, I'm Standing Man. I represent ghetto poetry, ghetto style from Mississippi to Flint. I've been doing poetry since 1990. I started writing in Iraq and continued to write throughout my life. In around 2000, between 98 and 2000, I can't narrow it down, I started recording with local artists and rappers around Flint. 211, Dayton Family, MC Breed. I'll probably be naming all day. But ever since that time, from But ever since that time, I've been just featuring on a lot of people's stuff, man. I probably featured on an album every year since then. But my goal is to reach the masses with positive information and inspire youth like these two young people here who have goals in life and just full of information. And I love to touch the people, man.
No, that's right. I know that's right. Introduce yourself too, brother.
Good. It's wonderful to be here. This is your boy, Lamar, a.k.a. King Simba. And as you always know, there's a positive vibe coming from me to you. It's good to be sitting in the studio with my brother today and two young people. And Stan the Man, the man that I heard a long time ago, but I see you right here in front of me. I'm proud to see you again.
Already?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My brother.
My brother in the house. Get ready for a good show.
Yeah. Man, so very, very, very exciting cast, wonderful setup. So let's dig right in, right, man? So Tati, you gave us a real introduction about how you kind of evolved into the business scene and entrepreneurship, man. That's big. I know a lot of times our young people are geared towards working and things of that nature, but now we just very innovative, and I love that. You know, we very much special beings. So. What made you kind of think into that form, and what kind of set the tone for you to get into entrepreneurship?
Well, my granny, Barbie Biggs, she's been a big inspiration in my life, and our whole family is full of entrepreneurs. Like my dad, he had his own business and doing everything from selling cars to selling jewelry, all that. And then my granny was Stop the Violence, Increase Education and Peace, and she just always taught me, no matter what, always have your own hustle. So she always told me, like, I was going to be good regardless, but still, like, have my own hustle and, you know, do what make me happy.
Hey, listen, man, I'm going to tell you from experience, man. I don't, I'm no stranger to hard work, never, right? I come up all type of hustle, right? Everything. But the thing was this though, you know, with us, when you got this vision and you got this purpose in life, and you see these things that you want to get to, you want to make sure that you make yourself available for that, right? And you can't do it if you ain't willing to step up and you ain't willing to take chances. Entrepreneurship is all about taking chances, right? I jeopardize it all just to win big, right? And my son be looking at me like I'm crazy, but you know, the thing is this though, you know, the thing, when you have to have that mindset, you know, and you make something out of nothing, you got this whole different aura about yourself, right? And then, you know, instead of being dependent on, and I'm not, there's nothing wrong with going to work and all that, man, I've done that. I think more along the lines was, instead of me going to go work, I think it was something that I had to put out. And this work that I'm doing is much more impactful and is much more promising. I'm much more greatly appreciated. And I don't mind getting up at 8 in the morning and going in and do the stuff that I love to do, right? And that's what entrepreneurship is. That's what it's all about. So you come from a background of family members who about that, and now you start your own now, right? What happened with Pretty Bougie Bundles? Because you were just talking about that last time.
Okay, I did start up something with my friend, Bundles, but you know, sometimes when you mix friendships with business, it don't work out, and this is one of them situations where it didn't work out. So I had to, you know, go my separate way and do, you know, make my own business. She kept the name Pretty Bougie Bundles and everything, and I want to see her strive regardless. I'm not putting the brand down or anything. I want to see her do good regardless. So I wish her well, and I hope she wishes me well with what I'm gonna do.
You hear that, Stan? You hear that?
You know, support for each other, man, even in times of disagreement.
Come on,
it's key, because people don't know, man. If we can't disagree, it's hard to hold dialogue down. You know,
right?
If we can't disagree on it, get it right. You know what I'm saying? Talk about it.
Exactly.
You know, some people are so scared to disagree with one another, and it creates a cell of folks that just okay, all right, okay, all right.
Right.
When it's not, you know what I mean? That's not how you really feel.
And that's true, man. And like the realest thing about it is, man, agreeing to not disagree, right? I think along the lines of, man, sometimes you ain't gonna agree with everybody, and I think that's cool. It's just the way how you go about it, how you handle it.
I don't want to go too far off the subject, but I had a classmate of mine chime in on the Facebook post that I made, and it was some racial tones and stuff, you know, and me and him going back and forth.
That's right.
We going at it.
That's right.
And, you know, he was like, well, you know, you still stuck in Obama, and I was like, well, you's a trumpeter, you know. And we going back and forth, and they take us about 6 paragraphs. Take us about 6 paragraphs to realize that, you know, we just different. We keep coming back. You got something to say, I got something to say, but we are different. But you're still my friend. If we agree on everything we talking about, probably not headed too far, you know.
And we can't possibly, and then there's no critical thinking going on here. If I'm just agreeing everything that you're talking about and not using anything from my perception, then I'm not giving you the full scope of what I am.
True that.
I'm just kind of following along. But that makes for healthy conversations. Trust me, I done had the best conversations with people I disagree with. Right? At the end, we might have got heated during the conversation, but at the end, we learned a little bit. Right. So, man, that's a good way to kind of, you know, to set the tone and be supportive, and start off on your new ventures, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So what you got in the can? What you got in the can, Stan?
Well, man, I came out last year and I really got a lot off my chest with spoken word.
You did.
And
you did.
I touched on some subjects that I stayed away from, you know, for a long time. You know, I was able to go back to Iraq and finish talking about that, and, you know, kind of heal myself, because I deal with things from the war, you know what I mean, but I deal with them in my own way.
I gotta say, that's pretty traumatic though.
Right.
Right.
But just like any other thing that you go through in life, until you face it, talk about it, talk with it. You know what I'm saying? The problem itself. Put a smile on my face, because I thought, you know, it would throw me into a funk.
Right.
Because people that know me always ask me, like, hey man, what about the war? You know, and I'm like, man, ain't nobody trying to talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Much more stuff, but it was an absolute subject that I had to get off my chest for this project, and it enabled me to go on to other subjects and really, really get into them, you know. And people, it's something on there for everybody. Something on there for kids, Christians, non-believers,
Yes.
the streets.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I was able to put a fence
Gumbo
around
mix.
love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And got a couple of love ballads on there, and it's R&B, jazz, you know, a little hip hop.
I know that's right.
But I was still able to stick to the poetry. I was able to keep it poetry. You know what I mean?
So this is a full-length project,
Yes.
and so what's your expected due date?
You know, you probably won't believe this, but it's not an album that I'm putting out.
No, I mean like that's perfectly fine. What you plan?
Because
to
see,
do?
when I hear people say I'm releasing an album, I kind of don't really, you know. I'm like, what are you doing? You know, you're just gonna put out a song, then you're gonna release it. When you say release, what do you mean? For me, releasing every album I sell, every CD I sell, is hand to hand, eye to eye with that person.
Right.
I don't have a goal of putting stuff in stores and, you know, I want to be a record deal or something. No. When I go do shows, I like to shake people's hand, sell them a CD, look them in the face, and let them know that there's something on here for you, your children. You know, everybody can listen to this, and it's something good on here for you.
Man, that's really you can get, man. I think the way that you're doing it, I think that's more concrete.
You know, more, you know, to dig into it and stay solid. I just feel like, you know, you need to touch people. And if you can't sit there for just a second and have a conversation with them, you know, I think you're missing it, you know. I think you're missing it, you know, when you're able to interact with people who buy in your music, you know what I'm saying, and they supporting you. You got a word to give them that they can attach that CD to the person.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right.
They can attach that CD to the person and go, and they'll want to listen to it even more. You know what I'm saying? And me, I read people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be looking at Thrash over there and stuff, and I'll be like, man, you know what? You ought to check out number one, high definition, low resolution.
Yeah.
I think it's something on there for you. You know what I'm saying? And for her, I look at her as a young kid, ambitious, ready to get into her entrepreneurship.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I have a song called Hollow One, and the guts of the song say, if it ain't working where you at, you probably need to move. You know, so it's little drops that you can just put on people and fit to folks. I've yet to meet a person that I just didn't have a word for, or something inside me that fit what they was going through, feeling, or talking about. You know?
I'm interested, man. I'm curious, man. What you got for me? I'm gonna pick it out. I'm gonna pick it up whenever you drop it. I'm gonna come see you, shake your hand, come to your show. Which one on there is I'm gonna be related to?
It's a joint called Cornbread and Kool-Aid.
All right, then. Cornbread and
You
Kool-Aid.
know.
What they say?
It's not about food though.
No.
It's about a journey.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's about staying on that journey.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And it's about
Long
the
journey.
vision.
Long
Yeah.
journey.
You can see the end. But you can't give up.
It ain't, yeah.
I need you to make a couple of more steps if you want to reach. You can see it. Oh man, I almost.
That's just the motivation to keep
Right.
going. It's like, you know what though, Stan? It's like this, right? That journey never ends. I think for brothers like I said, I think, you know what, you strive for something, you see the light at the end of the tunnel, you'll never get there.
Right.
But they give you something to walk toward.
Man, the best thing for me, you know, I've never really tried to use poetry as a money making tool. I always did this for exhibition, not competition.
That's right.
I never liked to get into slams and stuff, and I was like, man, the reason I didn't do slams, I just didn't want to be in competition with nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to compete with you. I tried it one time, and I actually won. But the people right here in front, the people I won against to this day ain't cool with me.
No, because you want.
they take it too serious.
Yeah.
They take it too serious, man. And I'm thinking like, hey, you know, we just all here. No, man. No, competition is toxic.
Yeah.
You know, when you're doing something for exhibition and you enlightening people, man, you don't see nothing but smiles.
Yeah.
You don't see nothing but smiles. You know, the art of competing with poetry, you know, I like to watch it. You know, I like to see kids go and slam and stuff like that, but it's just not something that's for me. I would rather give a good word and keep it moving, you know.
I think, you know, from what I'm getting from you, man, you do it from the heart. It's never anything as far as like, you know, you're trying to get something out of it, right? You know what I'm saying? This is an outlet for you. And the way that, you know, it's gratifying to your soul is when you touch other people.
I listen to poetry, but for some reason I never picked up a poetry book. I remember in elementary school I used to read stuff like Rudyard Kipling and things like that because it was an assignment given, you know. And when I started writing, I never had no books to reflect back on that I read and remembered. Oh, I remember this. And it gave me a genuine feeling that what I was writing was genuine because I had nothing to compare it to. You know, this is what I feel. This is what I've seen. This is what I've witnessed. These are the people I talked to. And I was able to come up with a real, genuine product, you know. And there's nothing on there that's reaching for nothing I ain't done, seen, or felt.
All from experience.
All from experience.
Yeah, that's the best way to come. See, as you know, as you listening to Thrash, Thrash is an upcoming artist, and he's putting down records after records. He had me and Tatiana trapped in the car listening to his new stuff, right? And I think, you know what I mean, it was nice. It was really cool. But when you listening to, you know, what a veteran's saying, and when he's talking about how he's constructing his music and how he's doing it and where this is coming from, what place it is, that should be something inspiring to a young person, to a young artist in general, man, in your stance, in your place right now. As you continue to develop, and you start really making that timeless music. Because there's much more than doing it what's out here as a fad. And I talk to you about this all the time, man, about what they talk about right now. It's just what's hot right now. It's on a hot beat, and they're just kind of just saying some stuff on these records, right? But when you making classical music, right, it's coming from experiences, it's coming from the heart, it's coming from a passion within, right? And that's going to drive your whole situation and your whole craft, right? So, man, as you, man, just listening to this conversation, man, what you taking from it and what you getting out of it?
I was listening to him earlier. He was talking about, like, how people say, like, they're going to drop an album and stuff. But it should be, like, more than just dropping something. It should be, like, something that somebody can pick up and relate to. Like, that's why I listen to music that like, I can relate to.
Right.
Like, I really hear what they saying and stuff. So, like, I'll be really trying to, like, what he be saying about that, I try to keep my music clean as possible. Because I know, like, it might be a younger person, like, listening to me, and then what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, he could be picking it up.
That's
so
right.
I just make sure, like, it ain't nothing, like, too crazy, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's exactly.
You ever heard the phrase, sticks on the fire? When I started doing poetry, a lot of guys that was in Flint that was doing rap, they wanted me to do the intros to their albums, right? So starting from 2000 to this day, 2018, every year, I didn't miss, I went 18 years straight featuring on somebody's album every year, sometimes 2 to 3 albums. You know, as I got older, it started to tail off, you know. At the end, Dayton Family came back with their new project. I featured on that. MC Breed, before he passed away, we got into some things. People are going to come to you, and they're going to ask you for your services. You weigh that project up. You put it on the scale. Would your mama be proud of you? You know what I'm saying? Would you be proud of you? You know what I'm saying? I hear you say you're keeping your stuff clean, and, you know, because youth are going to be paying attention to you. I went probably 6, 7, 8 to 10 years without that philosophy. My grandmother told me to make something that everybody can listen to. And the album before this, It's called Cornbread and Barbecue Smoke. It's the first album I made clean, and it's the first album that put a quarter in my pocket. Everything that I made, you know, trying to cater into the rap zone with all this cussing, and that was somebody else's money. I didn't make a quarter off of it. But when I cleaned it up and I was able to take it, you know, to the school, to the church, to the streets, there's nowhere somebody like, oh, is it, you know, can we listen to it? Can is this, is that? No, it's
all around.
But I wasted a lot of time featuring on things that was either going nowhere or. And I'll tell you a funny story. After I got some clean stuff out, a guy came to me and said, "Standard man, I want you to, you know, get on this song." It's okay. He give me the track. I go home. I'm riding in my car, listening to the track, and I wish the kids wasn't around where I could really tell you what this track said. But at the end of the day, I didn't want my granny to hear me on that song. That was my measuring stick for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, my granny ain't finna hear me on them 3 words right there, man. I ain't gonna, I can't do it. And I had to tell, that was the first time I told somebody, nah, man, I'm not gonna be able to do it. So you, as a young artist, you got to put your eye and ear on it and really, you know, check out what you're mixing your music with, the people, the way you do it, everything. Because you only get one. Once it's recorded and released, that's your tag. That's you.
Tati, what you think about that song we was listening to?
In the car.
Yeah.
I hate that you just asked me that.
It
was It was good, right?
Good.
It's a good song, Thrash.
Mm-hmm.
That's the type of song, you know, if I go to a party, yeah, that's what I'm going to hear at a party. You feel me? But now, like, you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like,
I would not play that song
at a party. Yeah, when you with your mama, you're not going to play that. But, like, at a party, I was like, okay. But, like, anywhere else, I'd be like...
Hey, you right, though.
Yeah.
I just want to...
Hold on. Before you start, I got some stuff I need to work on my music, but I do not promote killing at all. Like that's one of the number one things I do not promote, because like
killing don't need you.
Yeah, cause but
killing don't need you. It promote itself.
Right.
I don't know how it got so popular.
No, you know what, man? I think you know, when you do make that universal music and you make it for everybody, you just expand your market, and that's just common. I mean, that's just common ground. Back in my music days, man, I know we was coming up, man. We talked about a lot of stuff that was going on, man, and you know, jumping off there, you know, I was a young boy out there, so you know, doing young boy activities, and so the music reflected that, right? And I can understand now if I really kind of just, you know, advanced myself during those times, and I was talking about something with a message, and I was speaking with substance, maybe the career would have been a lot different, right? And I second that. I think you want to make yourself versatile. You want to talk about social issues. You want to be out there to go ahead and put messages and plant seeds to the generations out here that's coming up after you, because they look to you. They look to us, right? You know what I'm saying? I remember the running with Breeze and doing the shows at Contos, man, you know, before, you know what I'm saying, he passed, and you know, and we was always spending the time to talk about this type of stuff, man, and you know, this is just when he came back from Atlanta, and you know, he was really finna go ahead and put it down again, and you know, he was talking about the direction of his music, and by that time, you know, I was just getting back out, and I was, you know, reapplying myself, and I was just trying to go ahead and get back in the mix, but just hearing that then and listening to this now, and then seeing the young boys and what they doing and how they doing their music now, it don't even make sense. It don't even make perfect sense, man. So definitely, man, be the one, be the beacon of light out there. And I always say that, man, be that, man. Be that one that everybody look to, that they say, man, that brother talking about something.
You know what's missing a lot around here? Is like a young producer like him. Mm-hmm. They're unattached to history.
They is.
You know what I'm saying? Ghetto Symphony.
See that we're gonna dig right deep into that. And he got some knowledge he's gonna share. Before we do, man, let's pay these bills, man. We're gonna go ahead and get on down. It's AVE Radio. Man, welcome you back to AVE Radio, man. We having here a stellar conversation, man, with the vet, with some young people, man, and it all is meshing together. And it just really sounds good, and it's a lot of learning experience going on. There's a lot of good conversation going on. Let's talk about this Juneteenth celebration, man. This is the 24th year that this has been taking place. Big shout out to Mother E. Hill Deloney for continuing to keeping this thing and this boat riding, and all the new and upcoming people that's coming aboard and helping and supporting, all the young folks getting active and involved. Juneteenth is a very, very special day for African American people, right?
100.
Can you tell me why, young folks? Yeah,
We just talked about this earlier.
I put y'all on the spot, man. Listen, I mean,
wasn't Juneteenth? Wasn't it when
Black
African Americans got freed? Like, aren't they got their freedom?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So the Emancipation of Proclamation set slaves free,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that was signed in 1863, right? But slaves did not realize it until 2 years after the fact that they were free, right?
Wow.
So, yeah, unfortunately. The news finally reached Galveston, Texas in 1865, and then obviously slaves knew that they were free, but that was 2 years after Abraham Lincoln signed that bill.
Mm-hmm.
And that's you know, of course during those times they didn't have internet, cell phones, things of that nature, but just in general, right? That's a very big important day for us because that's where we received our independence. So here we are, 2018. We celebrate now, and everybody's having a good time. But a lot of people put more interest on July 4th than they do with June 19th, right? And I think, and that's just a lack of knowledge, right?
True.
Would you say that, Lamar Stan?
I'd agree because I stood
Good
guilty for years. Not only not educating myself about Juneteenth, but I actually was there's a conflict of what it meant and everything, you know. And I would even come perform at the Juneteenth festivals,
Mm-hmm.
and it's almost embarrassing that I didn't take the time to research Juneteenth. But once I researched it and I seen what it was, you know, it almost brought tears to my eyes, man, because you think about people enslaved,
Mm-hmm.
don't know they're free,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody has to come to their town where they're at
Mm-hmm.
and let them know that they are no longer slaves.
Yeah, exactly.
That date gets marked, and somewhere in history, blacks get crossed up again and celebrate July 4th, like it's the day of their independence,
Mm-hmm.
when June 19th is when the last slaves in Texas found out they was free.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. That's 2 years after being free.
2 years, right? I know. And just imagine how you would feel, though. Like, you know, this happened 2 years ago, and you rode up on a horse and telling me this going on right now. Yeah, I would be feeling some
Another
type of
thing
way.
is like you say you slave, that like you born into slavery, and like then you say like somebody came and told me that they was free. So like where you go now, like you don't got no money. Like basically all you know is that, you know. So I'm
Mhm.
sure like some slaves just stayed, cause like what you got shelter, you got somewhere to sleep, you got some food, and that's all you know. So like I know it was kind of hard too. Cause, like, you can't just come out of slavery and then, you know.
Right.
You
The only skill set you got is what was given to you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I know it was like a lot of slaves that just stayed. Like this, all I know. That's just like
Yeah, you're right.
That's like an inmate in prison.
Mhm.
Like, you've been there for so long. There's some
Mhm.
inmates that probably just stay. Like this, all I know. Like 'cause the world
Right.
didn't change.
That's funny you say that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking at an institutionalized young man a few months back. He did 7 years in between, and next thing you know, he's back in doing dumb stuff. And I'm like, man, are you just comfortable in that? You don't feel like you can, you know, survive nowhere
Mm-hmm.
outside of prison. You're a free man. You can go and do whatever you like, you know.
Right.
But this misguided, you know, when I think of Juneteenth, it's cases like that I think we can use Juneteenth, man, to educate, you know, more of an education tool than anything, because you would be surprised at the folks that just don't know and never took the time to find out, because you sure won't get it in the school system.
Yeah,
There's nobody in the school system gonna come through the door and tell you, hey, we teaching Juneteenth this week.
No, they not. And I'm so sick of us, just thinking that we started in slavery. Like, when we talk about Juneteenth, we need to be, in addition to talking about Juneteenth, we need to be educating each other about pre-slavery, right? Because, we just didn't start off in slaves. And in school, they teach you about, black history starts with slavery. You never hear about what was going on prior to you being over, in Africa, right? Mm-hmm. So but that falls on us. That falls on us to really become more knowledgeable. But then educating the young people too that's coming up too as well. So it's very important, man, about teaching and leaving a legacy. But more importantly, man, making sure that we're leaving a strong foundation and ensuring that our young people, not even just the young people, it's older people who don't know about Juneteenth too. It's about all our people really understanding the significance of who we are, the impact that we made, and the contribution that we made to society. Because if we don't do that, then we get lost in the sauce and everybody get to acting up and going crazy and not just understanding who they really are. Right? So this Juneteenth mean a lot. Even with this year, it was a struggle putting it on because we didn't get the finances and funding that we normally got, but still, regardless, the show must go on. And I think now it's like, after this year, we're gonna regroup, right?
Take 100.
And we're gonna go ahead and get everybody involved, old to young, right? Everybody play a role in this village. So we're gonna get everybody involved, and we're gonna have different pieces. Because I was talking with Miss Linda Booz the other day at the church challenge. They used to have a whole month worth of Juneteenth, right? Now we down to these 4 days, right? That's because that's all we can handle right now, right? But it need all of us to get back to putting in this message, but all of us coming together for the greater cause.
All right,
100.
We need support. We need support, man. Each one reach out to somebody and bring them down. Mm-hmm. I've been doing this for a lot of years, and my only gripe about Juneteenth is us as black people won't even stop downtown to see the festivities. You know what I mean? And I'll be telling people, man, you need to come out to Juneteenth and support Juneteenth. Mm-hmm. This is for you. It's about you. It's educating you, your children.
Yeah.
And but it fell on some deaf ears for a while. Some years is better than others. But one thing I have never seen the people who put this on take a year off.
No. And you won't. And these are elders now, man. We were just in a meeting with them.
Yes,
These are elders, and they tired. And they've been doing this for 20 plus years. Right? And they just looking for us to step up. So now, shoot, man, we ain't got no choice. Either we step up and get it done,
or it's gonna go away.
And and we wouldn't be able to sleep to just know that we didn't do nothing about it. At least we should be stepping up, even if it's a couple of us. I mean, but we got to inspire the rest to do the same thing, though, bro, man. And I know it's a tug of war with that, but man, I mean that's just what we got to do, and that's real talk. So man, the whole rundown. Friday there'll be a kickball game, right? The Urban Family Kickball game at Kersley Park. That's open for everybody to register and get involved. Good fun activity, right? Saturday is the Freedom Fund Youth Dinner, which these two will be speaking, right? Okay, well, Thrash will be introducing our keynote speaker, who is a senior, who is Jaquan McElroy, who is actually the Golden Glove, #2 in the U.S. from Flint, right? Big. So he will be, they will be speaking. He'll be doing his piece. He'll be talking. Tatiana will be doing a poem. And then we'll have a dinner. It's free. It's at G-Card, 6 o'clock at G-Card this Saturday, June 16th.
What's the name of your poem?
Because I'm black.
Give me some. Right. What's that? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Saturday, we got the Freedom Fund Youth Dinner. Sunday is the showcases. And then it's also the tribute to fathers. So we'll be doing the Father Day cookout starting at 2 o'clock, going to 10. We'll be cooking. It's free for everyone. We'll have showcases. Thrash will be putting it down on the showcase. Stan the Man will be putting it down historically all day long, every day. And then, of course, we got all these other people who's going to grace the stage. So, man, come on down and check out these spotlight nights, check out these activities, check out these showcases, come get some food. And then Monday is when we talk about learning, right? So June 17th is the showcases outside at University Park, and it starts at 2 o'clock. It's the Father's Day special, which we'll be having at University Square Park, starting at 2 p.m. Monday is Know Yourself Day. So this is very important because it's the education side. So we need to be educating each other about Juneteenth, talking about it. We'll have some fun activities, interactive activities that's learning. So then the kids learn about Juneteenth as what it is. So we'll be calling that out. We'll have games, incentives for winning. We just want to make sure you got the information. And then we got a lot of face paint for the kids. We got different games going on. We blocking off the streets. We got a water fight. So it's going to be real nice, real dope. And then Tuesday, which is June 19th, the official Independence Day for African American folks, will be the parade.
Parade in the house?
Yeah, and that's what we all coming in on. We'll start at Max Brandon Park at 4 p.m. We'll depart at 5, and we'll make our way down to University Park, right, where there'll be festive activities and other situations going on too as well. So man, y'all say what can we expect at this year's Juneteenth from the performance side, from activities, or just all around in general, man? What we looking to expect?
Me myself, I have a strong dose of truth and prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
If I say it, it's either done happen or it's finna happen, and I really feel that wholeheartedly. And I want to share a vision with the audience and people that are on hand that I have of us being one unit.
Yes, sir.
And I have a poem about how to accomplish that, and hopefully I can reach one or two,
I know you will. That's a given.
That's a given. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's a given, man. We greatly appreciate you being a part, because you've been doing this for a number of years, man. And just what you represent and what you give to the city, man, is unfounded, man. All the way from Mississippi. My folks is from Edwards, Mississippi.
When the corn grow tall and the people say y'all.
Yeah. And ain't no lights and 10 roofs. And I just say like, man, them the humble beginnings. And I love them down there, man. It's a whole gang of them, right? And we just migrated up here. But the thing is, man, that's where the roots is, man. So we just greatly appreciate what you represent, man, what you've been putting down for a long time.
Appreciate you.
Strong in the game. So, man, so we look forward to hearing your performance. We look forward to going ahead and, connecting with him. You want to see him, you want to connect with him, get with him. Please come out, man, because he will be there live.
And I'll have CDs. I want to put one in your hand and talk to you.